Hi, Alan SoCal, and I am reviewing an expandable hose, something that I've seen a lot of on Amazon as review offerings. And I made it my job because I happen to have a very old traditional hose, as you can see here. I'm planning on replacing the old and bringing in the new. And this is KETTOYA, that's the brand. It's a 50-foot expandable garden hose. This is the hose holder that comes with the hose. I think I'm going to find a good use for this, by the way, in my workshop. This is perfect for electrical extension cords, just letting you know. The old hose storage unit right here, I'm probably going to keep this. The next step is to take out the old and put in the new. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll show you the new hose in place, and then we're going to turn the water pressure on because I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't want to wind it up and turn on the pressure. I'm going to sort of leave it open here, and we'll see what happens. Okay, well, here I am again, and I did install the hose. I took the old one out. It's over there. This is the yet tested expandable. I'm really concerned about how this expands. I've closed the valve. Seeing I've got this thing pointed at me, right? It's not smart. This valve that comes with the nozzle, of course, when it's in line like this, you know, it's the ball valve is open. You close it like that. So I've got it in the closed position now. I might add, this is a very thin, we call it a pot metal in the foundry industry. All of these attachments here are not heavy brass. I'm not sure what it is, but it's so light I'm tending to think it's cast aluminum. I hope it survives the drops and so forth. This is a very old, but that's the good part about it. It's a very old nozzle, machined brass, spun brass. You know, the thing weighs quite a bit. It's beat up, but it's still here. It's probably 5-6 years old anyway. So enough said about this. Of course, this is all plastic. It does have a number of spray options, which I'll be glad to demo for you if I don't get soaking wet in the next few seconds. Okay, so first things first, I've closed this valve, and the hose, I've just wrapped it around our holder. I'm going to turn the pressure on and see what happens. Okay, I just turned the pressure on. Now, well, I'm leaking from the spigot. This is starting to expand. Now, I will do one thing. I'm going to let this thing bleed air. So I'm going to open it just a bit, and I just did that. Now I'm going to point toward the front of the property and get some of that air out. What did I have it on? Soaker. I had it on soaker. Angle, mist, center, full. Let's try full. Of course, I feel the hose is relaxing right now because, of course, there's no backup pressure. This was not as dramatic as I thought it was going to be. In fact, the hose is shrinking. Only when you take your hand off the valve and the hose expands does it probably get to 50 feet. I've got a small leak over there. I might just drop in another rubber washer. Interesting. Well, I am so far reasonably impressed. This thing's getting small on me. Look at this. It's literally closing up. Very, very interesting. Let me open up the spigot a bit more. We've got plenty of pressure here. Well, this thing's growing like a live animal on the ground. Now it's stopped. I think I'm going to take it over to the back side of the property and see just how far it goes, and maybe get a shot of that for you. Okay, I'm going to take the hose and walk toward the back of the property. Now, I've got the 50-foot model. I am at pretty much full extension. I could pull on the hose, but I'm back here near my outdoor kitchen barbecue area. Let me pull the trigger. Now, the minute I pulled the trigger, the hose is starting to shorten just because there's no pressure building up in the hose. And the minute I take my hand off the trigger, it relaxes. The hose is going to build up pressure and get a bit longer. But I would suggest you hold it like this, because the minute you pull the trigger, it's going to pull away from you a bit. And this is what's called full. Let me try a jet. This is a jet setting. So that gets up to this particular wall area we've got. And I can get some of the plants up there and one of the fruit trees. I think my wife's the one with the green thumb. She's going to enjoy this. I've got a 100-foot version that I want to review, and I could see where 100-foot would take us from the side yard all the way to the back and around the corner to the other diagonal side of the property. So I'm impressed. I think it's certainly a usable product, as I'm using it right now. And frankly, I sort of like the fact it's not going to kink, just the way this thing is built. It's just not going to kink up, which is great. And that's one of the problems we had with our conventional rubber reinforced hoses. But even I don't care for yard work so much, but I sort of like doing the watering right now just because of this new hose and this multi-selectable nozzle. I will say my only downside opinion is that they've used rather inexpensive materials on the cast product here, the valving and the connector. And this is basically a plastic. Probably if we just take care of it, it'll be fine. Certainly not heavy duty in my opinion, but I'm sure for residential it's going to work. So that's it.